So there's been some huge news as it pertains to safety Budda Baker. AJ Brown apologize? Also, what is Swift's role going to look like when Kenny G gets back? Lastly, what's going on in the NFC East? What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Told Podcast. And today we got a lot to get into. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, can I ask y'all for a favor? Help your boy out. Hit that like. Subscribe if you are new and ding the bell. That way you're notified when we drop these videos, go live, or put out YouTube shorts. Let's get right into it. Why am I talking about Budda Baker on a week 2 video when the Eagles are 2-0? It's because of this simple reason. The Cardinals safety Budda Baker is inactive today, which means yesterday he didn't suit up for the Cardinals versus Giants game, but he's not injured. What's going on? This Cardinals team is absolute trash. They're 0-2. A fire sale can be the upcoming events for this team. They were beating the Giants 28-7, then lost the game 31-28. Now, Jonathan Gannon is bad enough to lose a 20-point lead while trying, but the Kyler Murray situation, they're selling some stuff. They're 0-2. Caleb Williams is on the horizon, right? Everybody wants Caleb Williams, whether he's good or not. This could be a tank job. I don't know. I don't care. But the Eagles could use help in the secondary, right? Regardless if it's safety, corner, we're getting injured. Bradbury, concussion, he'll be back. Reed, ribs, he'll be back. But Avonte Maddox is out for the season, right? You could use as much help as possible. Maybe we feel a little bit better about the safety play, right? Terrell Edmonds was decent against the Vikings. Justin Evans, decent. Still didn't get to see that much Sidney Brown. We will get Reed Blankenship back, but we can use more help. And also, you just got to think, both quarterbacks threw for 300 yards. So something got to be fixed in the secondary. Adding a guy like Budda Baker could fix it. Howie, get on the phone. Now, if you didn't watch my Friday video, you didn't. The reason I don't think it's a big deal is because it's A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. They are best friends. And again, we want a dog wide receiver. That's what a dog wide receiver is going to do. We don't even know the exact words that were said. Best friends are going to argue. It's all good. And I think right here shows that A.J. Brown pretty much said sorry, not to Jalen Hurts. He didn't speak to the media after this game. We're going to hear from him sooner or later. But to tap your chest to the fans as you leave the stadium, knowing that the media caught that on camera, the fan base is going to be talking about it, that's to me saying, hey, my bad. I was a little emotional on the sideline. It won't happen again. And of course, he probably talks to Jalen Hurts as soon as he gets to the locker room, right? Devontae Smith said there was no bashing. Everybody wants to contribute. Well, guess what? I got AJ going for a $150 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, by the way, are 2-0. We'll break that down throughout the week, whether it's recorded videos, lives, or YouTube shorts. Stay tuned. Turn notification on. Now, there's one positive I want to talk about as it pertains to the defense, and it's not the fact that the secondary has allowed back-to-back 300-yard games. What I do like about it is it's turning the ball over. It's creating chaos where you're going into week 3 with already 6 turnovers, 6 total turnovers, a Josh Sweat strip sack, right? And it's not just the defense. We've seen some turnovers on special teams. Justin Evans, Terrell Edmonds, Avonte Maddox all making plays. Jordan Davis. You love to see a defense turn the ball over. Now, I don't want to be a defense that if you're not turning the ball over, you're allowing 300 and a lot of points, right? It's like that defense where it's like they're going to get a turnover or they're going to allow you to score a touchdown. There's no real punting going on. I think we got to get better in that situation. And how are we going to get better in that situation? We got to shore up the communication, the play calling in the secondary. Because the D-line needs more time to get to the quarterback. Secondary will help that. But stopping the run so far, in the run, whether it's Jordan Davis being really good against the run and the pass, along with guys like Fletch, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, right, Brandon Graham, the Eagles' D-line, as it pertains to stopping the run, has been really good. I think we flipped the script. Last year, better against the pass. This year, better against the run. Jordan Davis is healthy. Jalen Carter's playing great. Milton Williams is good against the run. Fletch, Hassan, Josh, right? These guys are pass rushers, but they don't get enough credit for what they do stopping the run. But the guys up the middle, including Milton Williams, you got to give them credit. I said this in my last video. I'm going to show you this picture again, right? This is the youngsters. 3 sacks. 3 sacks is wrong. It's really 2.5 total for Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, but 11 quarterback hurries and 15 pressures. Back to the run defense. Ramondre Stevenson and Alexander Madison rushing against the Eagles, a total of 20 rushes, 53 rushing yards, 2.65 yards a carry, and 2 fumbles. Again, what was our Achilles heel has looked very good. And when you can stop the run like that, check. When you can turn the ball over like that, check. Your defense should be really good. And we're going through some kinks, play calling communication, got to stay healthy. You know, Dean, Reed, Bradbury. But turnovers are not easy in the NFL. The secondary as a whole got to get better, and that's why I open this up with, listen, if there's a possibility Budda Baker can be had, do what you got to do. I know it's a lot of money, but this is the running back season. Every season is special and unique in its own right. You can't be like, well, this team is good, so we're going to have a chance to win for the next 3 years. You just don't know what's going to happen. Look around the NFL. The Chargers, 0-2, just paid Justin Herbert. The Bengals, 0-2, just paid Joe Burrow. Mahomes got 2 interceptions, right? Falcons 2-0, Bucks 2-0, Chargers and Bengals 0-2. I'm just saying. The Patriots and the Vikings threw for 300 yards on the Eagles. Let's just look at the Vikings. Kirk Cousins has over 700 yards and like 6 to 7 touchdowns in 2 weeks, and he don't got no wins. It's a crazy world out there. Now, I do want to touch on DeAndre Swift because Kenny G, with some rib injury, will be coming back soon, and the Eagles must continue to play DeAndre Swift the way they played him. You cannot just go back to Kenny G. 28 carries, 175 yards, and a touchdown in his debut in Philly at home. More importantly, forcing 9, I repeat, 9 missed tackles yesterday in his first game, getting pretty much any carries. Not yesterday, of course, Thursday night. This picture clip is from, my Friday's video. But DeAndre Swift is going to be a big part of this Eagles offense, and you can still use Kenneth Gainwell. He's a good runner too. That Patriots front was deeper and stronger than the Vikings for sure. However, Swift just showed you that he is a big part of this team. You can't just go back and act like he's not. Now, in its totality, 2-0 is 2-0. The people who are complaining about the offensive play calling, the defensive play calling, the injuries, that you have all the right? Jalen Hurts has not looked as sharp as 2022 Jalen Hurts. But if you look at his numbers really against the Vikings, he was efficient. He threw for 70%. And he had almost 200 yards. And that was all that was needed because of rushing for 250 plus, right? Pick your poison offense. But when I look at this team, right, I hear the negativity of these guys are not, like, we should be blowing teams out 70-0 every game. It's the National Football League. Remember last year we did lose to the Washington Commanders, right? We've seen now these teams like the Bengals start out 0-2, the Chargers 0-2, the Chiefs struggling to beat the Jags. Jalen Hurts will get back to who he is. DeAndre Swift cementing his play on offense. How's it going to coexist with Kenny G? Brian Johnson still only 2 weeks into his NFL play calling career. Do we just pull it from him and give it to Nick Sirianni? Again, Nick Sirianni wasn't that good at calling plays too as a rookie head coach. Now he's 3 years in. He learned more. He's seen more. He talked to guys like Shane Steichen, you know what I mean? So, like, he's probably more well-equipped to call the plays now than he was back then. But it's still only week 2. I think you got to let Brian Johnson try to figure it out. The offense looks a little collegey, but that's up to Nick Sirianni. Hey, Brian Johnson, look, I'm going to talk you up during press conferences, but at the end of the day, the offense doesn't got that same feng shui, right? Jalen Hurts is being given some different looks. between Jalen Hurts, the wide receivers, the O-line, and the offensive coordinator, including Nick Sirianni for game plans. You got to be better figuring it out, adjusting early because we've seen some crazy looks. Now, I will say this, Big Play Slay said it on his podcast that when you go from Sunday to Thursday playing, the game plan is short, is sweet. The game plan ain't exotic. It ain't super creative. It's not creative, but it's dummied down in the sense that you don't want to stress your mind out. You're trying to recover your body. There's not enough time to go through all the kinks of, getting too cute. And so when you go into a game and you don't want to get too cute, what's the best way to win? Run the dang ball. And that is what we did. We will see by week 5, 6, 7, more of the Eagles of old than the Eagles of new. I'm very confident in it. And it's not because Brian Johnson is just going to click. I think maybe you get a little bit more help from a guy like Kevin Patullo, who's the passing game coordinator, Jeff Statlin on certain run looks, right? Nick Sirianni don't got to be fully hands-on, but I think there's going to be more of a collaborative effort maybe in the sense of that you kind of see that the Eagles are not as fluid as we were last year, but that is also the kinks of 2 weeks into the season. You got some teams looking better, right? I'm not going to lie. The NFC East as a whole looks better, right? You got 2-0, 2-0, 1-1. We're going to get to that. Actually, let me pull that up real quick. The NFC East records. And again, so far, one of the best divisions in football. Washington 2-0 is crazy. If you didn't watch that game, the Broncos first of all, the Broncos were winning. They let the Commanders come back. The Broncos throw a Hail Mary. A Hail Mary. Tip, 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 touchdown. But they got to get the 2. Russell Wilson drops back. He's looking. There was a guy open. He don't throw to the open guy. He throws to the cover guy. Now, I got to agree with most of Twitter. The Washington Commanders got away. Clearly got away with a pass interference. That being said, the Commanders are 2-0. They talking real greasy over there. The Cowboys have only allowed 10 points this season. Their defense is legit, but of course, the Cowboy fans are not just going to take that they're legit. They're hyping it up to the next level. These are actually some of the things that I saw since week 2 has been put in the books, right? Week 2 in the books. Things I've heard since the NFC East week 2 games are over. 1, the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. Again, the Cowboys look good. You could even go to say that the Cowboys have looked better than the Eagles thus far. We're talking 2 weeks. The Super Bowl ain't until February. We here in September. But Cowboy fans, big head, early in the season, look good. We're winning the Super Bowl. Commander fan says we got a real quarterback and a real OC, and now we are for real, right? They don't want to take this 2-0. Our quarterback is looking pretty good. My offense is fluid. They already saying they are here to stay. 2 weeks of Sam Howell barely beating the Cardinals, barely beating the Broncos. And again, a win is a win. Same with some of our things. But the Broncos are 0-2. The Cardinals are 0-2. The Vikings are 0-2 too. However, we'll see that the Vikings are going to be better than both the Broncos and the Cardinals. Anyways, the Giants. Comeback, nice comeback, 21 points. A comeback is a comeback, but this is what they're saying. Giants had the best comeback ever against Dobbs and Gannon. So again, the NFC East is getting big-headed. Look, the Giants believe they are this team. The Commanders believe they are this team. And the Cowboys are sitting way at the top in their minds. Eagle fans being somewhat realistic, 2-0, believe in the team, know that it's going to get better. It's going through a little adversity with injuries and whatnot, but we're not big-heading ourselves like some of these other teams, and that's going to come in handy. One thing we haven't heard is the results of this. I put this on Friday's video as well. Cornerback Avonte Maddox's initial diagnosis is a torn pectoral, according to the league source. That being said, if that is, he's getting a second opinion, but if this is a torn pectoral, he's done for the season. Now, James Bradbury under Sean Desai in training camp got some slot snaps. He got slot cornerback snaps. They were talking about putting him in the slot for some of the bigger slot receivers. If Devontae Adams or someone like Devontae Adams going to slot, you can use him, right? Justin Jefferson in the slot. He's 6'1", long, lengthy, and he's a physical corner, right? When you got to go against the Darren Wallers of the world, uh, bigger tight ends that line up in the slot or a tight end slash receiver, they were practicing with James Bradbury to go in the slot and deal with that. Well, he'll be back with his concussion. Avonte Maddox might be out. I rewatched the game. Mario Goodrich wasn't that good. They threw at him like 5 or 6 times. Everyone was caught. The Jefferson catch was against Mario Goodrich. Shout out to Terrell Edmonds for flying over there and getting the tackle, right? These are all 6 turnovers, but you'll see again, that was Mario Goodrich in coverage. Thank God Terrell Edmonds was there. But we do got to think long and hard what we're going to do about the slot corner position. If Bradbury goes there, does Josh Joe go on the outside? Right? What are we going to do? And again, it will never be a bad thing to add a guy like Budda Baker to the secondary. Not sure how possible it is, but at the end of the day, I would think about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Go get your merch. You got the Philly Dog shirt, the Philly Dog hat, the Philly Dog Fix shirt, and then, of course, the Air Hurts. If you were like me and know that Jalen Hurts is going to be okay, and even that 193-yard game, 70+% completion percentage, it was still good. Good enough. Why? They throwing different looks. They allowing us to run, so we gonna run. I'm curious to see the new dynamic between Kenny G and DeAndre Swift when healthy via the coaching staff, Stoutland, Brian Johnson. But this week too, NFC East is tough. Drop your comments. I love hearing from y'all. Muscle emoji in the comment section if you got nothing to say. And until next time, you know what time it is. We out.